I'm gonna use none of my own money. I'm gonna cash flow probably $300 to $350 each and every month. All right, guys, this is a project that we are doing right now that's a BRRRR Method project. I love using the BRRRR Method because I'm essentially going to acquire this house right here. I'm gonna use none of my own money. I'm gonna get about $30,000 worth of equity, and I'm gonna cash flow probably $300 to $350 each and every month. So how did I do it? Well, the BRRRR Method is very simple. It's buy, rehab, rent out, refinance, repeat. So how do we do it? We bought it from a friend who is an agent that I believe had it as a short sale. And we paid him $5 grand roughly for bringing us the lead, or via commissions, however that worked out. The price that we paid his seller was $35,000. So our total purchase price was about $40,000. Now we have pictures of when we walked through it when we originally bought it. And I'm gonna drop some of those pictures in right here so you guys can see some of these before pictures. And as we walk through, we'll find pictures that are the same per room, and we'll drop those in as well. Long story short, we've owned this for about 2 months, and we put about $30,000 into the rehab. So 40 plus 30 is 70,000. That's gonna be my all-in number. Here's the cool part. I didn't have 70,000. I didn't have 40 to buy it. I didn't have 30 to put into rehab in it. I borrowed it from private and hard money lenders, all right? So the next step after we finish the rehab, and we're about 95% done, a few little odds and ends, is to rent it. And I'll send it over to my property manager, and my property manager will lease this property out for me and help manage that process. What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna go to my bank, my long-term lender friends, and I'm gonna say, hey, I got this house that I wanna get a loan on, but really I wanna get a refinance. In fact, it's not even a new loan because somebody else has already lent me the money. I want you guys to basically refinance me out on a long-term loan with a lower interest rate. And then they're gonna say, okay, great, that's gonna sound good. Let's send our appraiser over. And in this case, the appraiser should probably appraise this house for around $130,000, give or take. So I'm gonna be all into this house for, what do we say, 70, 35, 40 plus 30, that's 70. And we're gonna get it appraised for around 100, let's say 130. That's a $60,000 difference right there. Now, that equity isn't liquid, right? And I probably wouldn't get that if I sold it, but that's what it's going to appraise for. So realistically, I'm gonna get about $30,000 to $40,000 worth of equity in this house. And the coolest part when you're doing the BRRRR Method, guys, is we're adding assets to our portfolio that have all the CapEx done. We're not buying houses and putting 2 or 3 or 5 grand in them typically, and then having a lot of maintenance. What we're doing is we're coming in and we're fixing all the major issues, all the plumbing, all the HVAC, the roof, the windows, whatever it may be. Sometimes kitchens, sometimes baths. And that's why in this case, we did spend $30,000. On average, we like to keep it closer to $20,000 on those rehabs. But the beautiful thing is I'm gonna get this asset added to the portfolio with none of my money. I'm gonna have $30,000 to $40,000 worth of equity, maybe more, and probably about $300 a month in cash flow. Guess who's gonna pay this house off for me? The tenants. Let's go take a look at the $30,000 worth of rehab that we just did on this one. Feel free to talk too, man.
Cool. Well, you know.
All right. This is the main room. Not a whole lot to see here, guys. Agreeable gray on the paint. And we cleaned up the windows, and the floors will be next. The last thing we typically do with the floors. However, we did lay new flooring on some of the house. Before we go into the kitchen, let's check out the bedrooms. So we basically have 3 bedrooms. Again, painted, we'll do the floors last. We even kept the fans in this one. The windows were already vinyl, so we didn't mess with them. Bedroom 1. Bedroom 2, this one's a little smaller, but still a decent sized bedroom. Also kept the fan. We may replace the fans before we lease it, we may not. They all work. And then here's your 3rd bedroom. So that's the beautiful thing about this house, is it does have 3 full bedrooms on the main level. There's bonuses though, and that's why I think the appraisal is going to be in the 130 to the 140 range, even though it doesn't have to be. Let me show you. So we do have a full bath right here, and this is the main level. And then this is the stairs that go down. We'll go down there next. The kitchen, we just put in this new flooring, guys. It's really simple. It's like tenant proof. All right, it's very cheap to put this down. What's this cost a leg?
It's about $2 a square foot plus labor.
So $2.50, $3 a foot to put this down, but it's waterproof and it's tenant proof and it's really hard to scratch. So after a couple of tenants have been in and out of the property, you're not typically needing to mess with it, which is awesome. Now, over here, we kept the above cabinets. We put in the new lowers and a new countertop, new sink. It's dirty because we've been working, we gotta clean it. We put in a used dishwasher, which is awesome. Over here, we had to kind of rework this, so these are both new. We'll match the countertops, we'll put in a range, and we are leaving the existing sides here, which is awesome. Agreeable gray on the walls, new light fixtures, pretty simple. This also looks like a brand new door. So in cases where the doors suck, we'll replace the doors. Pantry, original shelves. Here's the cool part. This house has bonuses. So you just saw 3 bedrooms, kitchen, family room, and bathroom. Let's head downstairs and see what else we got. So it's just clean down here. We painted the walls white and these gray. We didn't mess with the floor because it didn't really need anything, which is awesome. The plumbing when we bought the house was already PVC. If it wasn't, we probably would have replaced it and made it PVC. It's one of those CapEx things that I mentioned that I don't want to have to come back in later and do. It's expensive. Do it now. Water heater looks great. HVAC was in great condition. It's somewhat new. And in this case, it doesn't make sense to spend $3,000 or $4,000 to replace it. If it works really well, we get it serviced. But if it was old, we would have replaced that. So, same as upstairs, guys. We use this vinyl plank, agreeable gray on the walls. This is our door that goes outside. Step this way. And we have another bonus bathroom down here, which is awesome. It has a shower, vanity, toilet, and it's clean. It looks good. This is rental. Cool. Now, we have another bonus couple of rooms back here, which is great. Now, these really can't be legal bedrooms. Reason is if there's a fire, this window isn't egress, it's not egress. So typically you would need that window to be about this deep to make it a legal bedroom, but we have 3 bedrooms upstairs already. So doing that doesn't really make sense. Can people use this as a bedroom? Yes, they can do whatever they want once they sign a lease and it's their property. But you can't legally market bedrooms that aren't bedrooms. So this is a 3-bedroom house with a full bath upstairs and a bonus area in the basement that's finished, right? So you have this room, you have this room, and you have a closet here as well, which is great. So this has all just been cleaned up and painted. These walls were already here when we bought this property, which is awesome. And then of course, if somebody does make this a bedroom down here, they have a full bathroom, so they're not having to go up and down the stairs. The only thing I don't like about this is they have to walk through an unfinished area to get to a finished area, but trying to do all that doesn't make sense financially. So you just say, hey, put some rugs down.
Exactly. This was here already.
Keep it simple. This was here already.
All the walls were here, so it's just painting it and throwing some flooring. The most expensive thing down here is the flooring that we're standing on.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So let's recap. $35K purchase plus $5,000 to the agent that brought us the deal. And that's a total of $40,000 on the purchase. We rehabbed this. I think our budget was $20-25. We actually spent $30. But it doesn't matter because the after repair value or the appraisal that we're thinking we're gonna get is gonna be between $120,000 and $140,000. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna pay back our lender for the purchase and the rehab. We may even pocket 5 or 10 grand. The cool part though is we have 30 grand worth of equity at a minimum, maybe more, right? Could be 40, could be 45, just depends on what we would get if we sold it, but we don't plan to sell it because we're gonna get an asset added to the portfolio with none of our own money. We borrowed it on the front, we borrowed it on the back, and someone else is gonna be paying it down for us, plus kicking us back an additional $300 to $350 every single month. Guys, you can do this strategy too. The BRRRR Method is one of our passions. Check out DiscountPropertyInvestor.com to learn more about the BRRRR method.